Hey, what's going on, everybody? Lorian here, and I just decided to make some Lords of Mole videos. I'm starting with this one. Main reason is I get a lot of questions from guildmates and friends about you know how do I build my account and things like that, right? And I usually answer them in my opinion on how you should build. And instead of doing that over and over and over again, I figured just make a video for them and anybody else that wants to learn. I know I looked a lot on YouTube for guides and stuff when I was building this account. So I'm just gonna go over research today, okay? And I'll quickly just kind of go over each one and what it's about, right? Economy, it affects your resources, construction speed, etc. Defense is your wall. Military tree is your troops. Monster hunting is this is important. It's like a PVE aspect of the game, but I'll come back to monster hunting and put in more in depth. But this is where you increase your stats to go and fight monsters around the map. Um, Increased defense is directly related to defense, so this helps this. Okay, upgrade military, this helps this. Army helps this. All three of these really help this, and they have a couple of other little things inside too that support countries. If I had to break it down in simpler terms, upgrade military is about efficiency. Okay, makes everything cheaper. Um, makes everything basically, yeah, it makes everything cheaper because movement speed makes it faster, so you spend less, on the movement, on the swing boots, using all that stuff up. Rally priorities makes this super easy. I'm so glad they added this. This makes my life easier. This just makes everything cheaper, right? This makes it more efficient for you to build troops. This makes it, in my opinion, causes you to have less mistakes, less troop loss, because you have talents set up already. And the one thing about all people, is you either forget or you get lazy. This helps with the getting lazy part, okay? Because you can just click on it, right? It makes it simple. This obviously, again, efficiency. It's going to save you money on speed ups. Bigger army, efficiency in the sense that you can collect more resources, and also, but most importantly, to hide more troops. Okay, central command, again, efficiency, right? You can send out your marches faster if you preset them, right? So some people will tell you that this tree is a waste. Okay, and these are the people that are going to tell you that are the ones that are like power gamers trying to build their account in terms of just pure stats. Okay, but not everybody is an extreme power gamer. Okay, so understand that if you aren't, and I'm talking when I say extreme power gamer, okay, I mean like people that were playing EverQuest and World of Warcraft and grinding. I mean, World of Warcraft isn't as extreme, but old school EverQuest and the grind is real, and you're spending 12, 15 hours killing one mob over and over and over again and getting a rare spawn, and you're hardcore. Like you're sitting at your desk, eating at your desk, ordering pizza at your desk, with a blanket and a pillow and just waiting for the thing to spawn. Okay, if you understand what I'm talking about, then you're probably a power gamer. Okay, and a really hardcore gamer. Okay, those are the people that will tell you that this stuff, just don't be lazy, and it won't affect you, right? But I'm making this video and this explanation not just for the power gamer, but for everybody. Okay, so I'm just telling you how it affects it. Quick swap. Quick swap has paid me back more than anything else in this tree. And what I mean by that is it allows you to swap gear quickly, okay? And people are like, well, you don't need this, but you apply the gear, it makes everything faster, okay? In my opinion, quick swap, it helps you become less lazy, right? It makes it easier for you. So you're more likely to hit one button, switch to monster gear, and go monster hunting. Switch the gear and do your big research. Okay, I can't tell you how many times where I just don't want to switch gear because I don't want to click on it to do my familiars. And each time I put on my familiar gear, it saves me 2 hours. How much is 2 hours in gem cost? Right, you can go in here and you can see. All right, 2 hours, 260 gems. Let's call it 250. Okay. Saves me 250 gems each time. And how often do you put on these things? Take like, depending on which pack you do, right? 6 hours, and right now it drops it down for me to like 4 hours, a little over 4 hours. And so every 4 hours, if you did the math, let's say it's 4 hours, 250, right? And what is that? Do the math there. 6 times 4, right? So 6 times you're gonna merge packs. So 6 times 250. That's how much gems that you saved just by putting on the right gear. And I have crappy familiar gear. Okay, so just by putting on the right gear, and then doing your familiars or your research or your construction, you're saving gems. Okay, so efficiency. Again, this tree is all about helping you with your efficiencies. Okay, so if you know that you don't like to switch gear because it takes too long, and you just don't want to do it, then get quit swap. It's worth it. Okay, obviously this makes all the T4 cheaper, and then again, having more marches just allows you to hide troops. Is my opinion, is what the most important thing is. And raiding banks. It's kind of cool to send out a bunch of troops, and take all the resources. Okay. Army leadership. This one is kind of a weird tree. I don't know. They didn't really have a theme for this tree, because they got resource harvesting in here. It's like they ran out of ideas or something, so they just started putting all this stuff. I'm thinking army leadership, I'm thinking purely battle stats kind of thing, but it's not. Okay. You have weight training in here, resource, ration run, training speed. That makes sense to be in the tree for going by the title. And then all the phalanxes, obviously. And then you get like some of this stuff. It doesn't really make sense to me why it's even in army leadership. That's a whole nother story. So it doesn't really do. And until you get down here, right? This is army leadership. Makes sense to me, right? Rally priority should have probably been in here. Things like that. Like this is... all this other stuff, gatherers and tax breaks, bigger bags, this should have been like in a secondary economy tree, which they never did. I don't know what that was about, but because this directly correlates here, right? And then military correlates there, and then army leadership should correlate as well. And they should have made like an economy second tier research tree. But anyway, what's important in this tree? Well, you need all this at 10 anyway to get to these, and these and these are obviously the most important, for stats, right? But they're also the most expensive, and realistically, not a lot of people are going to get them. And if they do get them, they're going to spend a lot on speed ups, which means they're not going to have a lot of troops. Which means they're not going to be building a lot of troops, which means they're not going to be doing a lot of war, which means they're not going to be filling rallies because they're too busy getting this stuff, and they don't want to spend their speed ups on troops and lose their troops because they're saving it to do all this. But then they do all this, and they get in that mindset of, well, I still don't want to lose my troops. Okay, this game, you're going to lose troops. That's how you play the game. Okay, you're going to lose troops. You're going to get kills. You're going to get zeros. Okay, it's going to happen. So, that's why I don't have this in here. Like, I haven't done any of these because I'm a filler for the most part. I like to fill rallies. I don't really like to rally lead because it costs too much, and I feel bad if I don't have the stats and people lose more troops. I don't care if I lose my own troops. Like, it doesn't matter to me. But I feel bad if I'm responsible for other people's troops and they lose troops. Granted, I'm one of the higher stat accounts in my guild, but I always feel bad when I lose troops. But at the same time, like, I'm losing troops all the time, so I spend my speed ups and things like that, like getting my troops back so I can go and play some more. But eventually, I'll get to these. My immediate goal was I should have did max deposit 1 and 2 a long time ago, because it just overall it pays for itself back. It's like interest, right? It pays itself back in the long run. Even tax break, like I send a lot of resources to people. 1% is not much, but I really think they should buff this. It's kind of lame, but they want to, it's a money sink for them, so they're never going to change it. But I kind of wanted them to go with like more like speed stuff. Like, it's so slow. Like, sending resources to people it just takes so long. So, but that's what army leadership is about. Military command. Again, this is another weird one. Military command, and then they put resource things in here. It's just strange. It's not. They really should have just changed it to something else. But whatever. This is like a this because this has a mixture of everything. Like, these are all. I mean, you need them to get to the lower stuff, but stamina limit. It's important if you don't log into the game, I guess. This doesn't make it rejuvenate faster. I would have preferred that they got rid of stamina limit and they did like regain stamina quicker or something. It would have been more sense. So I mean I'm only gonna put points into it because I got to get into the lower stuff. Shelter is important if you're not gonna have a lot of troops, but it's just 50,000. It so it costs a lot. If they ever change the mechanic on transmutation, which takes freaking forever, then this might be I might actually care about it. But in my opinion, it's I mean nothing is a waste, okay? But in my opinion, it's a lower priority for me, okay? This is all PVE stuff, right? And PV again, this is limit. Now this one is a little bit better than the stamina limit, because then you can hit harder if you have a full bar, and you never want to waste energy. So it's not as bad. Max deposit obviously is good. These are again just PVE. It's just PVE stuff, and then you get into the stuff that the higher accounts care about. You get more defense, more attack, more health, and then I think it's kind of lame that this one is so far down, because I would have preferred that this one be a little higher up, because it is really good. But again, military command. So what is the best thing to get inside of this thing? I mean, you need all the stuff on the top to get to the bottom. Okay, so I mean, if you get these, it's just 10%, but it's 10% that somebody else doesn't have, and the game is basically about a spreadsheet on paper and them rolling the dice, right? So every percent matters. Familiars, not really going to go too much into familiars. I haven't put a lot of effort into familiars. I just went to get pack 2 so that I could get the T1 troops for free with the familiar, and clicking on it, and getting my T1 troops, resetting my Coliseum battles, and then getting my stamina back with the other guy. Other than that, there's not really a whole lot more, but that kind of overviews research. So I'll give you some tips now. The biggest tip I can give you about research is follow the hell events. There's no reason to rush really a research unless you're in a hell event. Okay, now this took me forever to figure it out, but you see these numbers over here. Okay, when it says total value, it's total gem value. Okay, that means all of this stuff is worth 35,715 gems, not including the chests. Okay, because they don't have a value. You can't buy them from the shop. Okay, so they put for what is unvalued inside of this area. So if you add it all up, all of them, it's about 42,000. Okay, a 30-day speed up is 40,000 gems. So you're getting, if you complete the hell event, right, which is research that is 660,000 might, which isn't too bad, I don't think. I mean, it depends on what tree you're doing, but I think mine's is currently, so I got 13 days left on it, and how much might am I going to get off of max deposit? 506, right? So, and I think this one was I want to say it was 25 or 28 when I started the research, and then I got the helps, and then I just kind of let it run. So if you think about it, you should be able to get, pretty close. So if you are speeding up a 30-day research left, and it costs 40,000 gems for a 30-day research, and you're getting 42,000 value. Now, obviously, it's not all speed up value, right? Because you're getting gold, you're getting food, you're getting resources, you're getting some of the chests that you can buy some troops speed ups. So it's not like, you're gonna get apples, for apples, but you might get apples for bananas, but they're all fruit and all helps the game. Okay, everything in here is useful to have, unless you're done with your gear or whatever else, so not as useful, right? But the point is, you're getting value in the hell event. It's about leverage. Okay, so rush a research when you're in a hell event that has research. Even if it's the junky one, it's fine. It's better than nothing. Because I'll tell you, a lot of times people just rush research at random times. They're just like, I bought gem pack or I bought sweet deal or whatever, and I have speed ups, so I'm gonna finish some of these speed ups. Okay, and then they do like 3, 4, 5, 6 different researches. They jump up 1-2 million might, right? And in this hell event, you only need to go up 660. So they could have made a lot more back. The way that I like to tell people what hell events are is it's kind of like, it's like cash back, you know, or points. Like you're spending your stuff, but you're getting a bunch of stuff back. So you may as well spend it during the hell event and get some stuff back. So that's a tip that I didn't really learn until when I was building my account. I was just like, gem it. I was being lazy and quick and spending it all. If I was efficient, I would have built my buildings or a building hell event. I would have hunted monsters during monsters you should hunt at all times. But I would have done labyrinth. There's labyrinth hell events. I would have done it during then, but I didn't pay attention to hell events until like I was a much bigger account. So I'm saying this now for everybody else. To build when you have a building hell event, research when you have a research hell event, build troops when there is a troop hell event. Use holy stars during a holy star hell event. Try to build your account, whether you're free to play or pay to play. Try to build your account with the hell events and the solo events and the challenges as your guide, right? Because you get stuff. Here's a trained soldiers, right? And how many times, and some of you will have built like a bunch of troops just all at once, right? Oh, I just want to get to 1 million troops. And then you just build a bunch of troops. This is a lot of might, right? You got to build a lot of troops to get this much. But, this one, the value isn't actually as good because this is really the main value and it's unvalued, right? But 28,000 is not, it's not a lot of value. Solo events, you'll see the value, right? Because it doesn't cost much, right? 31,000. This is merge packs, right? And building. So if you're building your account and you're going to speed something up, just speed up enough to finish the event and gain 8, 9, 10, 10,000 gems. 10,000 gems worth for you to just finish your buildings during this event, okay? Let your solo, hell, and challenge events guide you. Guide your account when you're building it, okay? It's more efficient, and it makes your money last. It stretches your money too, okay? If I could redo it, that's what I would have paid attention to. I would have gotten these events. I would have only built during these events. I would only speed up during these events. As it is now, now I do it, but I didn't do it back then, and so I was not efficient at all. And it doesn't even matter what you're researching, as long as you cash in. Okay, you're gonna cash in. The other tips I can give you about research is obviously when you're starting a research, a big research, you should use your research speed. Right? Not hard. Use research speed. Okay. People ask me like, what can I do to get my T4 faster? You mean honestly, the best thing you can do is get into a guild. Be social with your guild, make friends, okay? And then when you have excess resources, which you should have, like I have a lot of resources, but I'm an ore hyper, and you see that I don't have 12 million ore because I send my ore to the guild bank, and I build a lot of ore, close to, I think it was like 75,000 million rather a day, and I traded my resources for speed ups. It's like maybe I think back then I was trading for, I don't know, 30 or 40 million resources per 1 day speed up, right? It doesn't seem like you're like, wow, that's a lot of resources to give away for a speed up. But think about it this way: if you hyper, which you should be hypering anyway, we'll talk about hypering in another account, but you can trade resources for speed ups, and people will do it, okay? And you need like 16 to 20, 30-day speed ups. Okay, so you need a ton of speed ups to get to T4. Okay, so you're not going to use the resources anyway until later. Now, this doesn't mean open your bags, open all your resources, and then, bleed yourself dry. I'm just saying you know, you make, if I make 75 million or a day, and let's say that you know you make, you know, 30 million or a day, or 30 million stone or whatever. If you can just gain one 24-hour speed up every day, and eventually you should be able to gain two or three, but just one a day is 7 days, you know, seven speed ups per week. You know, so at the end of the month you have a 30-day speed up, and you got it by just giving away your resources, right? People are willing to trade for them. You just got to find them, right? um, there's lots of things you can do, you know, to earn them. Other things you can do is, you know, spend your money wisely. You know, you can buy gem pack, right? You can buy sweet deal. um, you know, you can trade all kind of stuff away. I've heard, I haven't done this, but I do know people that had, like, so there are some purely free to play accounts that are higher might, right? And if they have the gift option, which means they bought $100 pack, and they're not going to use their gem pack, you know, in theory, you can, you know, PayPal them the cost of the gem pack, and they buy it, and they gift you all the speed ups. I'm not sure if it's against TOS because you're not technically buying like the gems, because you're just paying for their gem pack. So I've never done it because I'm not sure if it is against the rules or not. But just something to put out there, right? Because it's efficient. If you're buying the gem pack for $25 and you get, you know, 2 or 3 30-day speed ups, then, you know, you're getting good value, and you need 16 to 20 anyway to get to T4. You know, when you get to the armies, you still got to do all the other ones prior to that. But, you know, when you're getting doing the 10 out of 10s, you know, army 10 out of 10s, you need like 16 or 20 of them. I can't remember the exact. It's been a while since I was doing them, but you need a lot. Okay, so speed ups. You need them if you want to get to T4. And people are always asking that. And you don't think that once you just get to T4, the game's over, okay? I got to T4 and I'm like, okay. But now when I'm doing all these other ones that, you know, goes deeper, the amount of time that it took to get like training speed 10 out of 10, this is like doing army 10 out of 10, okay? It took so long. And it takes a very long time to get through a lot of this stuff too. You know, I don't, it won't say because I'm researching something else. But if you think that T4 took this long time, okay, wait till you get to the end of upgrade military and the end of army leadership and the end of military command. It takes longer than T4. So understand that even after you get T4, the game's still like gonna go on forever. Okay, so at some point you want to play the game and you know, go out and hunt and burn people. Okay. What else helps? Last tip, last thing I'll say about research. It's about getting speed ups, right? Monster hunting. Okay, so important. This is the only game mechanic that IGG leaves us that can be leveraged or abused. Okay, but people don't see the value in it, because it's only valuable if everybody is pulling their weight in terms of like overpowered value. Okay, it's always has value because you hit something, you get a speed up, or you get resources, or whatever else that you're gonna get out of the hit, right? But it's a leverage mechanic. Okay, everybody in your guild, let's say you don't have 100 people, and if everybody is just getting 2 gifts, which is really low. Okay, killing 2 monsters is really low. But if everybody was just killing 2 every time they use their energy, and you can use your energy, like, it's not exactly 2 times a day, it's like a little bit less than that. But let's just, for the sake of argument, say you hunt twice a day and you kill, you know, 2 monsters each during your hunts. Okay, that's 4 monsters, you know, times 100 guildies. That's 400 guild gifts. It's called leverage. You know, you're leveraging your efforts, and this is how you can stick it to the man, so to speak, right? If you have a guild that is monster hunting a lot, there are people that will average 20 to 30 monster kills a day because they have gear and they have the heroes, and they got all the trophies, so they're strong, and they can 2-shot level 2s or 3-shot level 2s, whatever. But this is so important for progressing your account, and especially through research. Okay, it helps you move yourself forward, and you're gonna need it whether it's before or after T4. You're gonna need it, especially if you want to be in a good guild. You should be monster hunting. You don't want to be a leech and just sit there and just keep collecting gifts. Okay, you should be out there monster hunting. I say that, and mine is capped, right? But I'm gonna go monster. I'm trying to make this video. So that is research, okay, in a nutshell. Really broad overview. If you have questions, feel free to leave it in the comments, and I'll try to respond. Because I didn't really go into super depth. Or if you have questions about anything that I had said or disagree, feel free to leave it in the comments. I'll do my best to read them. But again, I'm kind of just making this video for some of my friends that ask me about research and what I think and how to build and things like that. And it's usually about gear and things that they ask me about and formations and such. So, but I figured I'd just start off with research because we've got some low might players in the guild too that it might benefit, right? So hopefully I said a couple things that made sense to you, that you liked. The video is a bit longer than I wanted it to be. I was trying to keep it under 25 minutes, so I'm a little over, so I'm gonna end it here. Thank you guys very much for watching. Appreciate you guys. If you want to leave a like and subscribe, I don't know, that's what people say, right? This is my first YouTube video, but I appreciate the support. But you guys have a good one. Take it easy. Peace out.